In a secluded corner of the English countryside stood Blackwood Manor, an ancient ivy-covered mansion that had been abandoned for decades. Local legend told of the Ravenscroft family, who mysteriously vanished one stormy night in 1872. The story was mostly forgotten until Emily, a history professor with a penchant for the paranormal, stumbled upon it while researching her family tree. To her shock, she discovered she was a distant relative of the Ravenscrofts. Intrigued and determined to uncover the truth, Emily decided to visit Blackwood Manor. She arrived on a dreary autumn afternoon, the sky heavy with ominous clouds. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. The manor loomed before her, its dark windows like hollow eyes staring into her soul. Emily pushed open the creaking iron gate and walked up the overgrown path to the front door. As she stepped inside, the temperature seemed to drop, and she could feel an unsettling presence. The interior was a time capsule of Victorian splendor, now covered in dust and cobwebs. Shadows danced on the walls, and the silence was punctuated by the occasional creak and groan of the old house settling. Undeterred, Emily set up camp in the Grand Library, the heart of the manor. She spent hours poring over old documents, letters and diaries, trying to piece together the mystery of the Ravenscrofts' disappearance. One journal belonging to the youngest daughter, Eliza Ravenscroft, caught her attention. Eliza wrote of strange occurrences, whispers in the night, cold drafts and sightings of a dark figure roaming the halls. As night fell, Emily lit a fire in the fireplace and continued reading. Suddenly, a loud thud echoed through the house. She jumped, her heart pounding. Gathering her courage, she grabbed a flashlight and followed the sound. It led her to the basement, a place she had been hesitant to explore. The basement door was heavy and resistant, but she managed to pry it open. The air inside was musty, and the stairs creaked under her weight. At the bottom, she found a room filled with old furniture covered in white sheets. In the center of the room was a large, ornate mirror. As she approached, she noticed something strange. The reflection in the mirror did not match the room. Instead, it showed a lavishly decorated parlor with people in Victorian attire. Emily's breath caught in her throat. She reached out to touch the mirror, and her hand passed through the glass as if it were water. With a mix of fear and curiosity, she stepped through the mirror and found herself in the past, in Blackwood Manor as it had been in 1872. The house was alive with activity. Servants bustled about, and the Ravenscroft family was gathered in the parlor, laughing and talking. Emily tried to speak to them, but they could not see or hear her. She was a ghost in their world. Days passed, and Emily watched the family, growing increasingly attached to them. She saw Eliza writing in her journal, describing the same occurrences she had read about. Emily realized the dark figure Eliza saw was her own ghostly presence. One stormy night, the atmosphere in the house changed, the air grew heavy, and a sense of dread filled every corner. Emily saw the family gathered in the parlor, their faces etched with fear. The dark figure appeared, a shadowy, malevolent entity with glowing red eyes and a chilling aura. The entity spoke in a voice that seemed to come from the depths of hell. It revealed that it had been summoned by a curse placed on the Ravenscroft family generations ago. The curse was meant to claim their souls, and tonight was the night of reckoning. The family screamed as the entity advanced, and Emily, despite being a ghost, felt a powerful urge to protect them. She stepped in front of the entity, shouting for it to leave them alone. To her surprise, the entity recoiled, hissing in anger. Suddenly, Emily was back in the basement, gasping for breath. The mirror shattered, and she realized that she had broken the curse. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the house seemed to sigh in relief. Exhausted but triumphant, Emily made her way back to the library. She spent the rest of the night documenting her experience, determined to ensure that the Ravenscroft story would never be forgotten. In the morning, she left Blackwood Manor. The house no longer felt haunted. The spirits of the Ravenscrofts were at peace, and Emily knew she had done the right thing. As she drove away, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a warm glow over the manor, a beacon of hope and redemption in the midst of the dark, twisted history that had once plagued it.